Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through of our Tower of God Urek Mazino episode 4, The Cuckoos. So we're on The Cuckoos. I'm excited to keep reading, so I guess we are just getting one chapter from here on. Not expecting this to be a crazy long video. I guess depending on how long the chapter is, Tower of God can get kinda nuts sometimes. So this will usually be up Monday night when the chapter comes out. Probably. That's when I'm planning to do things, but I was traveling all weekend, and I'll be real, I just wasn't feeling very good. I just was not feeling up to it Monday night, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it on Tuesday, and then I ended up having to work late IRL Tuesday, and then after that I had stuff come up that I had to do, so I was like, okay, I literally don't have time Tuesday, so that's why it's a bit later than it'll usually be this week, but I'm planning to just probably do these Monday night. Again, if for whatever reason things change and it's like, it's not really worth doing Monday night, maybe I'll do it on Tuesdays, but for right now, I plan to do it pretty much as soon as the chapter comes out. Things just went awry this week. I just really didn't have the time for it yesterday, and then Monday it just didn't feel like it. So either way, I really liked the first three, so I'm excited to read this. It just feels so nice, so refreshing to be back doing tests again, because the general story structure of that is just really good. There's a reason that plenty of other stories have done kind of structures with tests and setups and providing a concrete goal like that. That I think is really just good. It's so refreshing to be back to that and having that kind of Tower of God structure back, to be getting introduced to new characters and stuff, even though I'm not expecting a lot of them to stick around that much. We know that Urek climbed the tower really quickly, unless that gets retconned, so you know, maybe he carries a couple teammates up with him, but I think for the most part he is going to be a little bit of a one-man show. And so I was expecting going into it him to be a bit of a one-man show right from the beginning, for us to kind of just skim through some of this stuff and not give it a lot of attention. So the amount of attention that was given to the story and the characters other than Urek in the first three chapters, I loved it. I think this was so much better than even what I was expecting, and I was going into it like, yeah, I'm going to just like it. I'm gonna just have fun with it regardless of whatever the quality is, but the quality is so much better than I was expecting. I think it was really fun so far, and yeah, that leaves me excited to see where we continue to go from there. And I think there was one more thing I was thinking about before coming to record, but now I can't remember it. So either way, let's just read and we can discuss things as we go through. We have a Princess of Zahard got disqualified during the second test, and the goat is reaching in. Episode 4, The Cuckoos. It grabs onto her. Mr. Goat. Yeah, and this is what I was kind of thinking too. Would the test instructor be in trouble if she were to cause harm to one of the Zahard's princesses? Also, this is a really neat panel. Her face looks really detailed here, but also the effects of her coat here, like the brush strokes that they used for this, it's like really cool. It looks a lot better than like season 3 was looking for the main series. Wait, and like a lot of this, the art style is kind of retained. Like, I feel like it still has that season 3 art style, but I think that it just looks like it just looks a bit more polished. Like, there's less really simple or messy panels, or like some of the really weird ones that we were getting in late season 3 are some of the ones where there were a bunch of like layering mistakes or like weird CG things. So we have wait, and Urek is just, so I'm wondering, does Urek jump in and punch the goat? Is he just like, hey, if she dies, she dies? Because it seemed like he was immediately rebelling against the tests, immediately threatening the test director in the first test. So from here on, I feel like Urek would continue to be rebellious. And he drops her into his mouth. And I mean, hey, she was not capable of redirecting herself, so she didn't just fall in his mouth. You know, maybe, I was gonna say, maybe she gets what she gets because, it's the tower. You weren't strong enough to climb out of the goat's throat. But what if she does the does the bomb ball test and just bursts out of the goat from within? What the? He just ate one of Zahard's princesses. This can't be happening. And then somebody screaming. How did a princess of Zahard get devoured by Mr. Goat before even passing the second test? Is this some kind of joke? I mean, has this ever happened before? She is a princess of Zahard, right? I thought these initial tests were basically a joke to the princesses. Does he realize what he just did? Hey, what was that for? She would have been the perfect addition to our team. Who else could you possibly want? And he's pointing at the hat guy? That kid, right over there. I like his hat. Huh? The one who's obviously trying not to make eye contact with anyone just in case he gets picked? I don't get it. Why would you want some kind of weak scaredy cat? Is he hiding his true strength and he's actually really strong, but Urek is the only one strong enough to tell how strong he is? He reminds me of something, that's all. Reminds you of what? When I first got here, I caught a whiff of a very faint, salty smell. I have a feeling it has something to do with that kid. You can't be serious. That's the only reason you decided you didn't want the princess on your team? Some kind of gut feeling? You didn't think he'd be strong or useful or anything? Nope. God, this can't be happening. By the way, what's with this Zahard you keep talking about? Seriously, he doesn't even know what it means to be a princess of Zahard? He's the king of this tower. He's been ruling this place for a while, but he's originally from the outside. And we have the weenie whispering to him. Why didn't you tell me earlier? Hey, Goat, can you spit her back out? I really need to talk to this king of the tower or whatever he is. I guess not. Damn it, and he's just shaking his head no up here. How else am I supposed to find out where Phantaminum is, and how to get out of this place? You're frustrated? Imagine how I feel. There's nothing we can do about it now. Oh well, I'll just wait for the next game, and recruit the one I've got my eye on. Just, he's like, I'm over it. He's gotten over it quite quickly. Sure, I guess I have no choice but to trust your gut. And then, don't chicken out, flip or flop. Don't chicken out, flip or flop. And we have both palms facing up. Why does it keep getting faster? It baited us twice this time. Well, let's see. This time, only 6 of you qualified. And we're seeing the 6. Okay, this is cool. So we have Urek, we have Evelyn, we have the Pobedao looking guy. I think kind of looks like Richemont. If he is a Pobedao that we know, that's the only one I can think that looks that much like this. But Pobedao looking guy. The guy before, and now he has black hair again, right? Because he had black hair when he was first introduced. Then there was one panel where there was, maybe it's not him and they're just 2 people with the same outfit, but they had the same outfit, but then they were blonde, and now it's back to the original black hair. That I said he gives me Todoroki or Gray from Fairy Tail vibes. And then I don't remember seeing this person in the first 3 chapters. They kind of have a mix between Bomb and Elaine kind of look, and then somebody who's being kept a secret from us. Let's go. Yes, sir, coming. This game is proving to be much more difficult than I thought. I haven't managed to get a single teammate yet. In a game of elimination, skill was the only thing that mattered, but trust is much more important when it comes to forming a team. No matter how hard I try, I'll never get a team together if nobody in here trusts me with their lives. But how am I supposed to find someone like that? I was thinking that she, Hat Guy, and somebody else would kind of be the Shibisu trio of Urek's story. When we're all strangers who are competing against one another. I messed up again. Rue? No, I may be able to trust him, so his name is Rue? There's no way. But I can't have some weakling on my team. Or maybe it's Rue. I'm just going to say Rue for now, but it could be Rue. I would have to go check out the Korean. Actually, I can go check out the Korean whenever I want. Hold on, jump cut time. It's been a while since I've tried to read anything in Korean. Says, is that she? I don't remember. Oh no, because there's two. Yeah, I think she says Rushi. So she might just be the honorific. So it is just Ru was his name? Okay. So he is just Ru. Alright. Well then, back to English. Okay, now that we're back to English. Hey you. Hold on. Are they trying to get Ru on their team? It's like I'm invisible. Nobody's gonna go through the trouble of killing someone as weak as I am. Or try to get me on their team. I'd be disqualified at the end of this test, with no choice but to return to the village on the hill beyond the pilgrims' mudflats, the place where those forsaken by the gods once fled. Okay, so we're going from her because of the colors of the thought bubbles, which I saw other people praising for this, and I gotta praise it too. I think this is a really cool artistic addition, just because the gradient with the color to black looks really nice, and it also makes it really clear who it is that's thinking. So, I think really great here, because remember back during Bomb versus Dumas, there were times where it's like, okay, the bubbles that are this shape are Bomb and the bubbles that are this shape are Dumas, and like it's like, okay, this shape is them speaking, this shape is them thinking, but then occasionally there would be a line that it's like, that's clearly Bomb, that's clearly not Dumas saying this line, but the box is wrong. There were times when the boxes were wrong, so I think that this is a really good way to clear things up even more, and also they just look very good. It's a really good artistic addition. It's like I'm invisible, so this is Ru then. Nobody's gonna go through the trouble of killing someone as weak as I am, or try to get me on their team. I'll be disqualified at the end of this test with no choice but to return, and I'm rereading this because we're getting into some lore stuff with to the village on the hills, or village on the hill beyond the pilgrims' mudflats, the place where those forsaken by the gods once fled. So that is getting into some deeper stuff. Hey, you with the hat. Please, there's no need to kill me. I'm probably the weakest one here. I'm no threat to you. Relax, I'm not here to kill you. What we want is you on our team. Okay, let's play. Is he going to say... He could pull the craziest thing here, though. He could betray Urek and have Urek be eaten by the goat, and then Urek busts out of the goat, and the princess is like, yeah, I was just chilling in his stomach. I love that the princess is like already kind of out of the story for right now. She's on the main page though. The main page is like her and Urek like promoting the spinoff. So I'm assuming she's going to be more important and that it's not going to be as simple as she dies here. But it's kind of funny that they already have her like out of it for now. Then let's play. And she interrupts. Evelyn? Can't you see that we got here before you? Wait your turn. Actually, I'm the one who requested for a game with him first. All you did was call out to him. Come on, Ru. Let's play. Seriously? That's not how this works. Hey, say something. There's no need to fight. Ahem. Looks like we have a disagreement. Since I was trying to remember her name because I was going to be like, says, insert name of character, then I remembered it's Gisli. And it was so funny because I saw like every other reaction I saw too, they stopped at her name and was just like, we're going Gisli. We're not going Gisli. Looks like we have a disagreement. Since both of your arguments are valid, I'm afraid I can't determine who goes first. Therefore, Ru gets the final say. I do. Absolutely. Which regular? And I'm still curious too why the one guy who got sniped by the... I don't know if he was a different instructor or if he's like another regular or something. He seemed more like an instructor. I don't know if... why the guy that got sniped by that guy had the same sort of shirt except the mark I think was on the back instead of the front. Absolutely. Which regular would you like to play with? Is he going to choose Evelyn then? I really appreciate you giving me a chance, but I want to be on Evelyn's team. Really? So it does seem like he and Evelyn are maybe going to be the like side team, the Shibisu team, whereas there's a good chance that the princess will end up being on Urek's team then, since again she is part of the main sort of promotional material. Why was the weenie not on the promotional material? I love that guy. Really? I'll keep both my hands like this, I swear. It's not like I could see your movements even if I tried, but I trust you with my life. Huh? You two already know each other? How can you be so confident in your choice? After I walked right past you in the other round. If you're trying to disqualify me because you're upset about what happened earlier, don't even think about it. Your lies won't work on me. Not at all. I genuinely want to be on your team. Besides, you're my only hope of passing this test. Why would I betray you? I just really like you, Evelyn. Huh? Nice. Urek. Alright, let's go. We're done here. Yeah, didn't realize they were a thing. Rue, I admire your courage. After all, I'm from one of the 10 great families, which means you'll have to pass numerous obstacles before you can marry me. Marry you? I wasn't trying to imply anything like that. I love Evelyn. And it's so funny too. I love these side characters. The princess is fun and all. I'm so interested in the characters like the guy in the blue vest and the person we just saw who I said looks like kind of Bomb and Elaine. I'm so excited to see more of these characters that we've gotten just to see glimpses of. The guy who looks like Richemont. I'm excited to see them, but I love how the hat guy is fun, or Rue, now we know his name is Rue. Rue is fun, the Gisley and the guy with the pufferfish mask, I forget his name, they're fun. Oh, he was Rahab, right? Or Rahab, I'm not sure again how it would be pronounced. I could go back and look. Actually, I think I did go back and look after reading last week. I do believe it was Rahab. But I'm interested in them. It's so cool how I thought this was going to be kind of a Urek one-man show, and yet Urek's not even my favorite character so far. I seriously think Evelyn's my favorite character so far. She is so fun. I'll keep my hands right here. You have my trust as well. And I think I'm also starting to like you a bit. Evelyn, thank you so much. Don't chicken out, flip or flop. Don't chicken out, flip or flop. Gross. I really do hate couples. I love this panel. The comedic panels have been really good too. I feel like the art style for the comedic panels has been a bit different from the main series, like maybe CU trying something else out, or one of the assistants having an idea, but I think it works. I think it looks good. I am liking visually some of the improvements I feel like they've made over the main series, and I don't mean like just simple improvements in the art, because the style's pretty similar, but I do think it's of a higher quality, but they are just coming off of a break, and as this goes weekly for a long time, maybe that'll decline a little bit. But I mean stylistic things like the music notes around the boxes here, some of the comedic panels, and some of the like just angles for the panels we've been getting. The boxes I mentioned before with the color in them. I think that there's just been a lot of things that I feel like personally have been a step up. It looks like your efforts to recruit a new teammate fell through. How would you feel about recruiting me then? He looks over. Who are you? And it's the person. My name is Neo, or Neo. I may be weaker than you. Okay, let's go check out the Korean. And this guy really came out of nowhere. Yeah, it is Neo. That's Ne, like, wait, yeah. Ne, and then Yo. So, Neo. Back to English? I may be weaker than you, but I'm much stronger than the others. He sounds pretty confident. Yeah, you're right. I'm sure you'd wipe the floor with most of the people in here. The only thing is, I actually trusted that kid, but I couldn't say the same about you. Yeah, true, Neo could be trying to do what I said that Rue could do, and get Urek eaten by the goat if he wanted. While you're correct in assuming that I cannot be trusted, I can promise that I won't get in your way. We have seen this panel before. This face and like the angle looking up like this looks very, very familiar. We have absolutely seen this panel before, but with a different character. You're not the ones I'm after. It's very faint, but now that I'm standing closer to him... Congratulations, you two are now a team. Hooray! No need to get excited. This is the best day of my life. Hooray! He's still cheering. I can smell the same salty scent that was coming from that kid, Rue. Okay? The smelly smell, the smell that smells like anchovies? Fine. You can join my team. If you can follow my movements. Thank you. I want to know more about this one. Okay, so we have a full team that wasn't what I was expected. Wasn't what I was expecting, yeah. Time's up, everyone. This marks the conclusion of our game. So Princess isn't here, unless maybe at some point... I hope the weenie doesn't die. So, weenie not dying and getting replaced. Maybe Neo betrays them and then gets replaced by the princess. Or Urek just has a fully male team, because that feels like a very Urek thing to do. Time's up, everyone. This marks the conclusion of our game. A total of 10 teams. Then again, Bamkun Rak is a fully male team as well. I wasn't really thinking about that. A total of 10 teams have been formed. Because, I mean, usually, I'm just so used to anime, especially shonen, the team is always the Naruto, the Sasuke, and the Sakura. I know they weren't the first, like, you know, anime or manga to do that kind of thing, but especially since the popularity of Naruto, there is the, you know, the happy main character type guy, the edgy type guy, and the girl. That is like almost every single shonen ever does that since then. A total of 10 teams have been formed. So now we might get to see some more of the teams. This guy looks expendable. The guy on the right. We have the Richemont looking guy. Again, he has a book. Popodao. Anytime somebody reads, must be a Popodao. Nobody else in Tower of God reads. There's no literacy. Anyone who doesn't have a team will be disqualified. If you're lucky enough to have a team, you'll move on to the next test. Congratulations on passing the second test. And then the goat bleats out. Everyone's cheering. What the hell are you talking about? There are only 9 teams here. Oh, are the people... are they going to form a team with the people that were in the belly of the goat? The death match inside the giant goat has ended. They did. Okay, so now the princess is going to be like a rival pissed at Urek because he had her eaten and embarrassed her, made her go through the death match. Very fun. The remaining 3 survivors will automatically become a team and qualify for the next test. I was warned well in advance, but this ability is still nothing short of astounding. A princess who has the ability to possess. Phew, it's a good thing I arranged for this deathmatch in advance, Your Highness. I don't know what that regular was thinking. You have no idea how shocked I was when you went down Mr. Goat's throat. So you could say he is the throat goat? I trust you didn't meddle with the rules for my sake. Of course not. Remember, I never said you'd be disqualified, only eaten. Also, you'll only qualify for the next test. We value fairness above all else. If you manage to disqualify one of the regulars who passed it fair and square before the next test begins, and... Wait. Huh? You'll only qualify for the next test if you manage to disqualify one of the regulars who passed it fair and square before the next test begins, and that's why I'll be referring to you as cuckoos. Okay, yeah, because cuckoos will, you know, will like lay their eggs in other birds' nests, and then when they hatch, they'll kick out the rightful baby birds and be raised by the non-parent birds. And then, since you'll have to kick someone out of the nest to survive. Go ahead, that's fine with me. Okay, I thought the 3 surviving would be making a team. I thought that's what they literally said. Hold on, I gotta go back up. I thought they were going to be... Yeah, the 3 that pass will become a team. So they have to eliminate one of the other teams, then? Because the way they were talking here made it seem like she would have to take out another regular and replace them. But this makes it seem, since they said the three will become a team, they have to take out another of the team. Because they say managed to disqualify one of the regulars. Do they mean one of the regular teams? And that's all I'll be referring to you as cuckoos. Or do all three of them have to stop being a team? Like, why are they being called a team? They aren't being a team. They have to infiltrate potentially 3 different teams. Since you'll have to kick someone out of the nest to survive. Go ahead, that's fine with me. For the next test, I'm planning to disqualify that insolent man who dared to humiliate me. I'll make him regret rejecting my offer. That's what I like to hear. Until the day he dies. Attention, all test directors. The second test is just concluded. A total of 30 regulars have qualified for the next test. And we see the guy from the first test. Please get ready to greet them properly and invite them to proceed to the third test. The crown game. This should be fun. Let's go. So we get to do a crown game? Sick. The regulars are waiting for us. And we get cliffhanger. I want more. I want to keep reading. Okay, this is very fun. Again, I love the tests. I love the use of new characters. It's not just this literally has Urek's name in it, and Urek dominates less of the story and takes less away from the other characters than Bomb does in the main story. So, very, very, very fun. We're getting a crown game. I can't wait to see more of the instructors and whoever it was that was with Rahab before. All of this is very fun. If anything, I'm stuck wanting more. Okay, exciting stuff. Really quick before I end, though, I will go double check with Rahab's name. I'm pretty sure it was at the end of chapter 2. Yeah, right there. Rahab. So, yeah, Rahab is his name. Okay, then. Well, I will end things here. Thank you all for watching and everything. It was incredibly fun, but getting one chapter at a time from now on is going to be rough, because right now I'm not caught up, or at least I'm not reading week to week, caught up to much of anything. I've been marathoning things, so I've been reading more than one chapter at a time for almost everything, so just one chapter at a time for this is going to be rough. Either way, though, thank you for watching. If you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts and reaction to it. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you want to help support the channel by sharing around or by dropping a super thanks, it's very, very appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by becoming a patron or member, you can go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron, or just hit join down below to become a member. Also, yeah, you get your name at the end of videos here in addition to helping support the channel, and you get One Piece videos a bit early. Also, I didn't really forget. I didn't have time to update this again before recording today, so I'm so sorry this is a little bit out of date, but thank you to chosen regulars Evan, Holly, and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, FR J.A., and the D-Man, Jaredon Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SGN, Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pater Dial, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, thank you, and I'll see you all next time.